Okay, TP2 here. For those of you who are wondering whether you really want to do the thorned Primacane, let me just have you look around. That's a decent sized berry. It is the middle of August, August 15th, and I have got blackberries. This is this year's canes. These are the Primacane. So, you know, and I'm not saying that all of them look like this, but, you know, if you did plant some, I tell you what, it's pretty dang good. Sweet. I've been munching on them. I'll say, give me a cobbler. Anyway, we come down here. Here's a plant that's got a lot of them. Okay? So, I don't know whether this is going to make up your mind, whether you want to deal with the thorns. There's a plant that's got several, some more up there. Whether this is something you really want to do, you know, because you do have to deal with the thorns on the Primacane. I don't know of a thornless Primacane variety. They may come out with them someday. But again, these are decent sized berries. So maybe that will help you make a decision on whether you want Primacane or the Floracane varieties, maybe a thornless Floracane variety. The Primacanes sure are hardy, sure are vigorous. I mean, they just, oh my gosh, they grow. And I'm just not seeing that with, this is, that row, that don't look too good, does it? That's a thornless berry. Not producing right now at all, and just did not reproduce well. I've got a 10-foot area here, nothing. Got one plant, and that just came up just a week or so ago. That one didn't do hardly anything. I mean, it's up and it'll produce berries next year, but certainly not anything to write home about. That's a pretty good stand right there. Those two canes are pretty good. And then as you go down, not bad, but then I've got about a 30-foot stretch at the very end there that doesn't have anything in it. So I'm kind of sold. I've just learned to deal with the thorns. I'm kind of sold on the Primacane. But just to let you know, that the Primacane varieties will produce a nice berry in the middle of August. People have asked me how they deal with heat, how blackberries seem to deal with heat, and they love the heat. It's been 95 and 100 degrees. When I've got a brand new shoot coming up that's 18 inches tall there, and I've had to come out here and prune yesterday and today both because they're just going crazy. And that's again, the Primacane varieties are going crazy. Rest of them, you know, not so much. I've got a lot of row here to fill in with my transplants. So I got one little one coming up here on the end, and one there. And part of this is my fault because I let a water hose get a hole in it, and it wasn't getting water here earlier in the year. That's probably one of the reasons. But you can see, you can't even hardly walk down the aisles that's got the Primacanes. Okay, Primacane, and that's a Floracane. That's a thornless. It's a nice stand. That's a nice row. That's a Arapaho. That's a nice row of berries. But compare that row with that row. So, oh, here's the big ones I was talking about. And this is just a little old dinky plant, not 3 feet tall. It's bowed down under the weight. That's a good berry there now. I don't care who you are. It's a nice little berry. Now, most of mine in the spring were that big. I say most of mine. A lot of mine in the spring were that big. Some of them a lot bigger than that. But this one's got some nice big berries on it. So you get a little rain, and they do love the heat. Boy, they're just stretching out to catch that sun. Heat doesn't bother. 95, 100 degree heat. As long as they got some water, it doesn't bother them at all. That's when they really start kicking into high gear. At least that's what it looks like to me. Thought I'd show you. Proof in the pudding, or proof in the cobbler. Something like that. We go.